Welp, you guys already know what time it is, man. Willie Epteen Jr., Shakeback Media Group. Man, thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live and Twitter. Yes, we had the unveiling and the debut of the real moms of the Shield. I'm going to bring the ladies in here in just a second. But before we do that, you already know what we got to do. You already know what it is. So, without further ado, let's go get it. Come on.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
2-6 shit. Yeah, I know what it is. You little suckers get to talking, grabbing out walking, strapped to the pong, getting jaws and smacking, they sleep with the coffins. And they getting greedy like saying, give me all.
Yes, indeedy. You know what it is when you hear that music. It is a brand new episode, or actually the first ever episode of The Real Moms of the Shield. And just in case you guys out there don't know what the Shield is, it is, of course, the NFL. If you don't know what the NFL is, it is the National Football League, the most popular sport in the country. And we got two phenomenal ladies. And when I tell you guys that they're phenomenal, as a matter of fact, let me just do this real quick because you can actually see who they are before I actually bring them in. We're going to do just that. And you can get my face off the screen. There they are right there. So we have Brandee Guyton and Jennifer Coney Shepherd. She is a mom of a Charger, and Jennifer is the mom of a Packer. Now, you already know out there, I'm a Raiders fan, so we going to leave this mudslinging out of this particular episode. However, they got some really exciting things to talk about. As I said, Brandee Guyton, she is a phenomenal lady. She's been on the show when we did the celebration of Women's History Month a few months back. She is an esteemed educator. She is a mom of 3, and her son, Jalen Guyton, plays wide receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers. He is my favorite player, except for those 2 games out of the year. Let me go ahead and bring her in here. Brandee Guyton. Brandee, what's going on, ma'am? You're muted.
Hey, not much. Just school's back in swing. Long day at trying to prepare for students. They're not there yet, getting one child back to college. One's at home with me, trying to help with my classroom. So that's a blessing and amazing. And of course, Jalen in training camp. So just trying to catch everything I can catch on social media about him and keep up on their app. And that's what I do.
And we thank you, of course, for your heart and your commitment to do this. And speaking of also all of those great things, this young lady here, she happens to be the mom of Rashawn Gary of the Green Bay Packers. Rashawn, of course, went to the University of Michigan. Go Blue, my favorite college football team. And she's also the president. I want to say she's the president and CEO of Rashawn Gary Enterprises. Phenomenal mom in her own right. None other than Jennifer Coney Shepherd. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for both doing this. I'm going to put that thing down now. Everybody out there can see where you guys have just been introduced to the world, the real moms of the Shield. So we're going to go ahead and put that down, and we're going to put ourselves back up on the screen here. So let's start with you, Brandee. I mean, you said it. Jalen's off at training camp with the Chargers, the most hated team by all Raider fans in the world. But how excited are you about Jalen being back yet at another camp in Southern California with those Chargers?
Oh man, it's just surreal, and I mean it's amazing and very cool, and just to know that he's living out his dream that he had since he was a young boy. Like he always said he wanted to play in the NFL, and he's living the dream that it's not a big percentage, it's not a big fraternity of people that make it. So it's just amazing. I'm so excited and happy for him, and I know he's out there working hard. And like I said, I'm just trying to pick up every single day where, if I can see him on social media, how he's doing at camp, go to the app, look at the pictures, and of course texting him and finding out how things are going. So it's just really, really, really amazing. So just, truly a blessing.
And to piggyback on that, if you don't mind, Jennifer, I'm going to pose the same exact question to you regarding Rashawn up there in Green Bay, the land of the cheese. How excited! And we were talking off air, but I want you to go ahead and tell everybody out there that's watching and listening what you were talking about off air in terms of how excited you are about the season.
Well, it's always exciting. Rashawn is always trying to reach different goals. He is not in Green Bay. They are on their way to California. The first preseason game, they face the 49ers tomorrow.
Okay.
For me, football it's awesome because my son is doing what he loves to do. But honestly, as a mom, I'm always on pins and needles because even though he's playing the game he loves, it's a very dangerous game. And so I just want to make sure, and I can't make sure, that my son is always okay. So, it's football season is mixed emotions for me.
Yes.
And that, I'm glad you said that about being the nervous. I mean, of course, not happy that you're nervous, but one of the reasons why we all came together and decided to do this was because of the preparation behind the scenes, not necessarily for the boys or the young men or your sons, but for that in itself, being a mom of a player that's playing such a dangerous game and a violent game. What I'm gonna pose this to you, Brandee, first. What is it that from this show, The Real Moms of the Shield, as we go forward with this throughout the season, what is it that you want to let people know out there what it's like being an NFL mom and all of the stress that goes with that? Kind of talk about that from that perspective and how people can glean from that and even apply it to their own daily life.
Absolutely. We talked about this, when we were kind of trying to get this show going, that we wanted to show and share not just the good parts, but maybe some things that people don't know about. So I would absolutely love to share that. One thing that, like Jennifer said, just an extremely violent game. I'm really happy that Jalen is a receiver because he gets out of that violence for the most part. And he does a pretty good job of it, but there's still he takes some pretty hard hits and hits the ground pretty hard. I mean, last year we went out to camp, and about a week before camp, or before we went out during camp, he didn't practice one day. Of course, he didn't text and tell us why he didn't practice. We asked him, he was like, oh, I just, I fell the wrong way. He posed it more like he fell the wrong way on his neck, right? Which that's scary. But most people, I feel like more, I'm worried about his brain. We hear all the things, the CTE, and I know he can break a bone and things like that, but that can heal. I know he could have a life-ending injury. I know that part, but I feel like for me, and I don't know if Jennifer feels the same way, for me, I'm so worried about his head. And I always ask him, how is your head and how is your heart? Are you protecting yourself? Are you being truthful with yourself about where you are and how you feel? Are you going to talk to the doctors when you don't feel okay? And the reason I ask him that a lot is because I'll go back to when we went out to camp. He hadn't told us that he hit his head when he fell. Mm-hmm. So they put him in not real concussion protocol, I don't think, because I don't think he was out enough days to be in a full concussion protocol. So as a mom, that kind of a little bit pissed me off. Okay, I'm going to be real because I'm thinking, wait a minute, you said, oh, I just landed wrong. This, I didn't know what happened. The coach came over, Lombardi, right? The offensive coordinator. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He came over and met us and said hi. Jalen brought him over, very nice guy and whatever. But he's the one that I learned from that Jalen had actually hit his head. And so I got on to Jalen afterwards. I was like, I'm not supposed to hear this from a coach. You and I communicate better than that. I'm not supposed to hear that. I know, Mom, I didn't want you to worry. Honey, I worry every single day you step on that field, whether it's practice, whether it's a game. I worry every day. I'm your mom. That's just what I do. I pray about it. I know that everything, that God has you and it's going to be okay, but I do worry about it. So I go, you need to communicate that with us. Okay, I'll let you know. So it was just kind of one of those moments that, you know, a lot of people don't, they see the, oh, it's camp time and the glitz and all the people and they go and they cheer and all that is amazing. And he likes that they do. I told him this camp, because they had such a pretty good year for the Chargers last year. I was like, Jay, the camp this year, like, it looks pretty turned up and stuff. And he was like, LOL, yeah, Mom, it's cool, like lots of fans. And, you know, and that's fine. That's great. That has to be a part of it. But like you said, and what we talked about, we want to kind of show a little bit of what maybe people just don't get. And it is one of those pieces of just being worried about him. On all fronts, his health and his body and him staying healthy, like Jennifer said. So that's kind of one of the things. And I do have another thing I'll share, but you can go ahead and talk.
Yeah, Jennifer, and I was gonna really just pose the same question to you, but she said something in the middle of her in the middle of her explaining, you know, what it is to be a mom. What is it about being a mom? Or let me put it this way, first of all, what is it that you want? What kind of message do you want to get out to all the other parents out there, whether they're moms, dads, who have their kids, whether it's in high school, whether it's college, whether it's the NFL, from a mom's perspective, with this particular production and show? What is it that you want to get out as far as the message goes?
For Rashawn, I just remember him saying when he was 10, he said, you always ask your kids, you know what you want to do when you grow up? And Rashawn always said no. But I remember when he was 10, maybe 11, he said, I want to play football, Mom. I want to play professional football. Will you help me? And I said, well, if that's what you want to do, but first things first, you cannot bring anything but an A and a B home. If you bring home a C, that's over, because you can't get C's and play football. And Sean's a great student. So we went through a lot. Camps, combines, Nike, Under Armour, all kinds of camps. And I supported my son. I always said, you have to work harder than everybody else if you want to be where if you want to go where you want to be. Rashawn was blessed. He was number one kid in the country, but that didn't come by luck. That came with hard work, and it came with a lot of sacrifice from not only me, but like they say, it takes a village, and there was a village behind Rashawn, and that village is still there supporting him. So as a parent, I would say that you always have to encourage. You always have to instill good qualities. Kids make mistakes, but you have to guide them. And everything he does, I can say my son was sheltered. I didn't expose him to all the things that life had, because he was focused. He was laser focused, which is not an easy thing now, because he has been thrown into a whole new world. So I guess, like, for parents, you just have to guide them. You have to guide them through a tough, what they have to endure to get where they are is hard. So as a parent, we also have to sacrifice. We also have to make adjustments in our life, so our sons can fulfill their dreams. And with Rashawn fulfilling his dream, he fulfilled mine, because what parent doesn't want to actually see their son fulfill their dreams and meet their goals at such a young age? So it's just, what we have to put in. We also have to put in hard work.
And not to give too much away in this intro to the world episode, ladies, we're gonna get into so much more of that as the season approaches, and really after, when the games that, preseason games, they don't count, but they matter very, very much. So when the games start counting, we're going to get into more of that, because I'm sure the focus from the boys will be at just an entirely different level. And then with you guys, you have to match that level in terms of that. So Brandee, I want you to give one, because I don't want us to give too much now. I told Patrice I was going to keep it to 15 minutes, so I got to prove her wrong. And she said I couldn't do it, so I got to prove her wrong. Oh, by the way, we got one comment out there on social media, you guys. I want to let that play across. Okay, so it had to happen. Films by Erica Wilson. Erica, you guys, she was actually going to be participating in this with us, but due to conflicts of scheduling, she was unable to do so. But she is very, very supportive and knows exactly what you guys are talking about. I actually texted with her back and forth a little earlier today, so we're going to hopefully line up some things in the future. Her son, Alan Hearns, played receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys, and he had that horrific ankle injury with the Cowboys. And I remember when he was with the Jaguars, it was him and Allen Robinson. Everybody called them the Allens brothers, and they were one of the best duos in the league. But we appreciate that comment from you, Erica, and we will hope to talk to you real soon. But Brandee, I want you to give a couple thoughts of encouragement for people that have sons, like we said, in high school, going into college, going in and started the NFL, even all the way out to Pop Warner in the youth leagues. Give a couple thoughts of encouragement for those parents out there.
I think the best thing I can say to be encouraging is just continue to push them to achieve greatness. And I don't mean greatness just on the football field. We, as well as like Jennifer said, we required good grades in our house. We don't play that anything below a B. And if you can make all A's, then that's what you should be making. So I just feel like encouraging them to reach or to set high goals and to, help push them and help encourage them to reach those goals. Just support them in any way you can. And it takes a village. So just make sure that village around them is truly there to support them. As a mom, you have to kind of protect your child. And so just be diligent in the people that are around them from a young age, that they're good for them, and make sure that they stay on that path, and just try to support them in any way that you can towards that goal.
Jennifer, any couple thoughts of encouragement for the same audience out there?
Just support. Always give them support, encouragement, push them, but don't push them too much. Let them decide. Like I have seen people push because he's going to do, but that's really, you can tell that's not what they want to do. Your child, and you have to let them fulfill their dreams, not yours.
Absolutely.
So, just encourage them, encourage your children to be the best that they can be. No matter what. Football, baseball, basketball, anything.
And that's funny. And it reminds me of a story that I will tell on the next episode, because I'm just like that. I just like to continue to tease the audience. But we will really appreciate you guys and your willingness and your hearts to do this, because I think that this is something that people that love football, that they can glean from and get a glimpse of what it's like, not just from what we see on Sunday. And for those ladies out there, and for those parents out there that may have kids that are playing football and they themselves may not know much about the sport, it will also hit them as well. And I just think that this is going to be a terrific, terrific production. All right, we're going to get out of here in just a minute. Brandee, give your social media information, please.
I'm on Facebook. My name is Brandee Guyton. You can find me there. Instagram and Twitter, I'm Bottle Blonde BG. So go follow myself, find Jennifer, follow the Shakeback Media Group. Let's get this thing rolling.
Jennifer, up next, my friend.
Okay. On Facebook, I am Jennifer Coney Shepherd. On Instagram, I am J Feeshan, Jfeeshan. And then my son is Rashawn Gary. He is on Facebook and Twitter, and Rashawn Gary Sports on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Go follow him. It's going to be fun this season.
And Brandee, does Jalen have social media that
He does. He's on Instagram, Jalen Guyton. You can find him there. I believe his Twitter, I'm not sure how much he uses it anymore, but I believe it's still DreamJG, like DreamJG. So go follow number 15.
All right.
For the
You're looking
Chargers,
for
bolt up, baby.
We're looking for a Pro Bowl season this year.
Right, that's right.
Go
Amen.
Pack, go.
But more importantly, we're looking for healthy minds, healthy spirits, and healthy bodies for a full season. So,
Yes,
and
we
for
are.
us here at the Shake Back Media Group, you guys need to go out there and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. These productions will be out. We actually haven't designated how many the frequency of this show. We're gonna be bringing in other moms as well from around the league to get their perspectives and share all of that. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, smash the bell so you can get the notifications of the new content. And make sure you go and follow me on Twitter at Shakeback Media Group. Thank you for the almost 6,200 followers. That's like a 4,000% increase from March until now. So we thank you for that. Okay, well, let's get out of here, ladies. We'll talk to y'all again real soon. Y'all be safe. Y'all hug each other.
Bye.
Y'all love each
Thank
other.
you.
And we will holler at y'all again real soon. Peace.
All right.
We out.
Bye-bye. We out.
The ladies will kick from it is wicked. Those that don't know how to be pros get evicted.